Welcome. I'm here with Eliza Acuna, the VP of Business Strategy at TDCX. Eliza, thank you so much for joining us. How are you?
I'm good, Michael. Thank you for having me.
Okay, so Eliza, TDCX recently had its carbon footprint inventory independently verified by the BSI. Can you tell us a little bit more about how you achieved this?
Sure, it is definitely an achievement for us. We know that businesses play an important role in accelerating the general sustainability agenda. And because of the far reaching impact of climate change, we made it a priority for our organization to measure and reduce our footprint. It was difficult at the beginning with varying requirements given by our global operations. We also had to build a sustainability team from scratch. We set the champions through training to understand and appreciate the components of greenhouse gas reporting. And as we progressed, we were able to determine the reporting format that we like, apply the ISO 14064 standard of um, carbon footprint measurement. We were able to build our management system and develop that governance of monthly reporting for each of the market where we operate. And as a result, we were able to not only build our full year report, we were also able to get it independently verified by BSI. And the experience of going through that verification actually enabled us to further improve our systems.
Fantastic. Okay, now given the resources required to maintain TDCX's carbon neutral status, how do you see this benefiting the company overall?
Well, ESG concerns are these non financial factors that businesses can no longer ignore. So, aside from stakeholder scrutiny, these factors actually pose risks to business continuity, and it should be taken into consideration for any company's long term success. There's also a risk of being left behind if you don't work on it. As more organizations look into their value chain and are starting to have these expectations of their suppliers to meet certain requirements, we have already seen this in our interactions with our clients.
Terrific. And what other plans do you have to reduce TDCX's carbon emissions even further? What are you going to do to go further down this path?
As soon as we were confident that our GHG measurement was valid, we have developed actions and measures for the coming years to further reduce our own energy, water, and waste consumption. We've also contributed carbon credits through the United Nations Climate Neutral Now initiative to remove the residual emissions that we currently are unable to reduce. Now, we want to make sure we continue doing this and progress and build on our environmental efforts on two fronts. And that is through sustainable procurement and through developing employee awareness. Why procurement? So, on procurement, investing in renewable energy and developing our sustainable sourcing practices and policies, it will allow us to create a ripple effect in the industry by pushing the agenda to all those that we do business with. And with 15,000 employees that we have today, we know that engaging our teams to be more aware of their personal impact to the environment is just going to help the agenda overall.
Amazing. And then finally, what are some of the challenges you foresee in this carbon reduction journey as you continue moving ahead here?
Well, currently, we're already seeing challenges in the availability of suppliers for renewable energy and green building. Unlike in North America, this sector is not as established in Asia, and we want to make sure we make the impact in those areas where we operate and actually need to have most of these investments. So we also one other challenge is that we need to ensure that we're getting our renewable energy from the right sources and not having the risk of greenwashing. So we also face the constraints when it comes to our office spaces, as there are limited options right now, especially in Asia. As we source for the locations, there will be certain criteria or setting a minimum criteria that we will look for, such as their renewable and sustainable practices.
Wonderful. Eliza Acuna, the VP of Business Strategy at TDCX, thank you so much for joining us and talking about the carbon reduction journey you're going on and what's coming forward in the future for the company.